It's showtime. Good evening, everyone. It's time now, 7 p.m., and I'd like to call the September 8th, 2025 council meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Brooks?
Here.
Brown? Eastman?
Here.
Miles? Mojica?
Here.
Montes de Oca?
Here.
Newberry?
Here.
Parson?
Here.
Jablisco?
Here. Now, at this time, I ask everyone to please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Now, at this time, Mr. Brown, would you give an invocation, please?
Yes, thank you, Council President. Heavenly Father, we gather to make decisions for our community. May we use only our best skills and judgment, keeping ourselves impartial and neutral as we consider the merits and the pitfalls of each matter that is in place before us, and always act in accordance with what is best for our community and our fellow citizens. In your name we ask, amen.
Amen. Thank you, Mr. Brown. Now, at this time, I ask Ms. Capone, please read the opening public meeting statement.
Notice of this meeting has been sent to the official newspapers, and adequate and electronic notice has been provided in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act as required by law.
And now, at this time, may I have a motion and a second to approve the August 11th, 2025 regular meeting minutes?
So moved.
I second.
First and second. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Brooks?
Yes.
Brown?
Yes.
Eastman?
Yes.
Miles?
Yes.
Mojica?
Yes.
Montes de Oca?
Yes.
Newberry?
Yes.
Parson?
Yes.
Jablisco?
Do we have any reports from the council committees?
No council committee reports.
Ms. Capone, do we have any communications from the city officials of bill paying list?
You have received the payment of bills, the police report, and fire report for the month of August.
Okay, at this time, we'll have any reports from the update from the administration. So at this time, I'm going to ask.
Thank you, Council President. And has been our practice since the beginning of the year. I'm going to remember to turn this on. Remember to at some point in time. And then go through the ordinances that I'll request the council to introduce and the resolutions for requesting that you act on. And the at Veterans Memorial Park. We went over the RFQs to that today, and I will tell you that, much to our surprise, we got 4 proposals, all of them from nationally acclaimed sculptors, who have done tremendous work throughout the country. The concern was that we weren't going to get anybody who responded or was opposed to that. It's going to be hard to choose a
Very good, Mr. Landolfi. Thank you very much. Okay. This is the hearing of the citizens portion of the meeting. The citizens have 5 minutes to speak on the resolution, and the first reading of the ordinance is listed on the agenda only. The second reading of the ordinance will have their own public hearing. The floor is also open to the public for comment. You may speak only once and must address all comments to the city council. While all comments will be made to the public will be taken under advisory, the city council will not respond to any comments at the public portion of this opportunity. The council is listed as citizens concerning, do not debate the issues and enter in question and answers. Ms. Capone, do we have anyone who signed up to speak?
Techie Allen, 1181 Main Street.
Please come up and state your name and your address, please.
Hi, Tiki Allen. Good evening. 1181 Main Street. Getting closer. It's on. Okay, Tiki Allen, 1181 Main Street. I live in apartment 3E. I'm here regarding the electricity. The usage, the kilowatts per hour, it's not. We're not given a bill. It's just we're just given an amount. It's not a reading. It's not anything. It's been ongoing for years. We're not given an answer from the management. We're not given an answer from corporate. We're told to go see a company called Go Green. We can't get in touch with Go Green. They're just told we use kilowatts. My electric bill was $185. I wasn't home for a whole month. I live in a 2-bedroom apartment. It's been going back and forth. Last year, August, I wasn't home. $285. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do anymore. So I don't know. This is my first stop.
Matt, do you have anything you could help us with to that?
I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one. It's throughout the building. Yes, the plazas.
We can absolutely look into this on your behalf and reach out to the owner of the building and see what's going on.
Okay, I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you. Ms.
Excuse
Capone?
me? If you could just give me some of your contact information so we can get in touch with you?
Okay, Ms. Capone, next in line.
Next is Evelyn Foreman, 1181 Main Street.
State your name and your address, please.
Evelyn Foreman, 1181 3K, right here on Main Street. Regards to the same comment that she was making about the utility bill, I went to the corporation, the rental office, and I asked them about my bill because I wasn't here for the month of August myself, and my bill is like $185 basically. And they sent me to the other third party, and the third party, when you call them, it doesn't sound professional at all. And then I went back because I got a text message from them that I had to go back to the rental office, and I did that, and they just told me again today that I have to go back to the third party again. It's like you get no answers. And I also called the corporate office, and I got hung up on. So I'm really trying to understand what is going on.
Okay, if
We
you could
need
leave
some
your
help.
name with our city clerk, please. Your name and address, please,
Okay.
and we're going to look into this and try to get some answers for you, okay? Okay, Ms. Capone, next up.
Next is Loretta Mural, 1181 Main Street.
Your name and address, please.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Loretta Muriel. I also reside at 1181 Main Street, apartment 10K.
Thank you.
I've been a resident of that building for 3 years, a Rahway citizen prior to that for 26 years. The reason why we're coming to you because there are so many issues at Rahway Plaza without any resource to support the tenants. There is no tenant association, nor do we expect you to be responsible for that. But the things that are going on in Rahway Plaza need to be brought to someone's attention. Earlier this year, we were informed that we were going to be given, and information had been sent out to all residents, that there was an 11% increase in our rent. While we all know there is no rent control in Rahway, 11% is astronomical. The reason why it's also such an insult is there's a lot of seniors and handicapped people who live in that apartment complex with no support whatsoever. There's no one there watching them. I called down to the state numerous times until we were able to get someone from the state to answer me about the increase. They had never approved that 11% increase, but still Rahway Plaza was going to initiate it to those seniors who have no one else to vote to speak up for them. In that, there's also no ADA accommodations for those seniors. I'm a social worker. I work close by in a hospital. We see seniors trying to maneuver, get up the stairs. I help seniors get up the stairs. There's no ramp. We had elevator issues, that the elevator was down in our particular building for 6-7 weeks. When I called down to the city, I was told the reason why the elevators was out because they were waiting for monies. When I say they, I mean management, Denholtz, was waiting for money for elevator repair. Again, that's not the city's responsibility, but it's our responsibility as humans to watch out for our fellow men. And when you see seniors trying to walk upstairs with canes and a grocery bag, that's inhumane. And we need something to be done. This is too nice of a city to start getting a reputation that we don't care about people, we don't care about the citizens, especially those who can't be here and speak up for themselves. So that's why I'm here. I'm asking City Council, please investigate it. Please do something. I know it's not one of the luxury apartments that get market rate rent, but it's still an apartment building. It's a home for people who have lived it 30, 35 years. It is unfair, it is unconscionable that they're being treated like that with no one watching out for them. So I'm putting it on your hand. I'm one social worker. I can't be the voice for everyone, but something has to be done, and something needs to be done from the city to control them, asking for 11% increase and not having accommodations for the elderly with disabilities. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Could you leave your name with them, with our clerk, please? Matt will look into that too. Thank you. Thank you. Ms. Capone, next speaker.
Ron McRae, 840 East Hazelwood.
There's several, but I'm just going to address these two. One is that I have been here multiple times on several of the same issues, but there's one issue right now is that it's a water bill. You know, nobody has answer or even accommodate me to give me some clear understanding as to why my water bill is constantly rising. Now, I can stand here and tell you as factual, I don't use that much water. So I've been here multiple times to find out why is that my water bill keeps rising. And I will say factually, there's other people, I guarantee none of y'all here has a high water bill. The question is why, and nobody want to address it. The other thing too, if I may, on this, one of the resolutions here, and just a quick question. This one is AR 21425, and I'd like to get a clear understanding as to what constitute a disabled veteran. You know, I think it's important to have some clarity on that when you say a disabled veteran. You know, what constitute a disabled veteran? Is there a certain limit, certain condition? What is it? And I think that's important to understand, especially for any veteran, you know.
You going to handle it? Okay, please.
It's my understanding the veteran needs to apply to the Veterans Association to determine that disability based on their record with the military. And once that disability is determined, they notify us and we proceed this way. We don't do anything locally. It's all done by the Veterans Association in the state.
Okay, so I can contact them, just get something. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Council President, if I may, I just
Yes,
want
Ed.
to point out, in case for questions like that, we're not able to deliver to the public the health information of private citizens such as this individual. So I appreciate the question, but just understand that it's not really information that we can provide, especially in such a public forum.
We also have a great county resources. The Office of Veteran Affairs is operated by a gentleman by the name of Jeff Smith. I'm sure he'd be happy to point you in the right direction. I can take information. I can get you in contact with him tomorrow if you like.
Thank you, Councilman. Okay. Next.
No one else has signed up. No one else has signed up.
Now, at this time, anyone to my right would like to get up and speak? Name and address, please.
Hi, Lisa Ferraro, 97 West Cherry Street. Thank you for allowing me some time to speak. Couple things. I wanted to speak just a little bit about, I know you're amending the ordinance 04825, and I just wanted to make mention that while you're looking at that, it might be good to maybe get more specific about what are the inspection rules you're talking about, and maybe having what are the fees and what are the protections that tenants might have. Where I live on my street, there are a lot of rental buildings, small buildings where people are renting. There are, landlords that are, renting maybe 3 apartments in a house, 3, 4, 5. And I think that a lot can be done that might be very good about this ordinance, might help a lot of people. But if it just could get more clear with the rules, it might help people from possibly being taken advantage of. And I'm concerned about our immigrant population. On my street, there are a big population of immigrants. I'm very concerned for them in general with the tone of the country, and I wouldn't want more pressure to be put on them. So piggybacking, although that's not my favorite phrase, but to go along with that, I'm wondering what we can do, this is like on a grander scale, to protect our immigrant population from possible mobilization of ICE in our community. So that is something that's been weighing on my mind a lot, especially considering I'm looking at my neighbors and I'm very concerned about them. So I'm wondering if there's been any discussion amongst the council. I know that, there are legalities, and of course we have to follow the law. But at the same time, how can we, within the law, protect our residents? Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Capone, next. State your name and your address, please.
Hi, I'm Carmine Pernini, 1400 Ashley Brook Avenue, pastor of Zion Lutheran Church in Rahway. Yeah, I'll speak with two anecdotes and then get to the point, so you know where I'm going. Back in the spring of this year, my then 6-year-old came home from school. He goes to Madison School in Rahway. And this kid is all cheer, happy-go-lucky, you know, but he had this look about him, you know, this sort of mortified look. And so I asked him, I was like, Terrence, what's going on, you know? And he said, am I going to get deported? And this is like a 6-year-old kid coming home from our schools, wondering if he's going to get removed from the United States. And I said, well, why are you asking this? And he said, well, a lot of my classmates are talking about it, wondering if they or their family members are going to get deported. And so that led me to speak with the superintendent of the schools, and I spoke with her about it, and I asked, is this something that comes up often? You know, with whatever capacity you can share, given that I'm like a public individual and you have private information. And she said it comes up in a variety of different contexts throughout the schools, be it counseling or otherwise. Regardless of, you know, my kid, he's a white kid, you know, whatever, citizen, I guess that counts, right, for now. But he's worried about it, and so are other kids in the schools. Then if you look in the 7th and 8th grade academy, kids are saying to one another that if they don't do such and such, I'm going to call ICE on you, right? And so my concern, or what brings me here tonight, is similar to that of Lisa's, is what are we going to do, or what are we doing for our immigrant and migrant community here in Rahway? Because there's a lot. I could speak as a pastor, I chose to speak as a dad. But what are we doing? And how do the police relate to the immigrant community? You know, how do the hospitals, are they willing to share information to the schools? You know, and all these sorts of questions, like how do we protect the people that the council, the mayor, the police department, the fire department, the emergency services, everybody are supposed to protect? You know, what are we doing about it? And so I come as a person to raise that question, something I don't really have answers for, and I know there's a variety of ways to get them, but this, you know, a bunch of people got together tonight and said this is something that's a concern of ours. So thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you, Pastor.
Anyone on the right still?
Andrew Garcia Phillips, 1470 Campbell Street. I want to echo what the previous speaker said about just questions about how we're protecting our neighbors who are at risk now because of actions from the federal government. If you walk around and talk to people in Rahway, you'll know that a lot of our neighbors are not native-born Americans. They're here under various different statuses, and oftentimes unclear whether they're safe from the things happening at the federal level or not. And because of that, they're very concerned about involvement in any activities that happen in town, using their voice to speak up for anything in town, signing up for anything in town, putting their names on anything. And so, you know, my main question is just what thought are you giving to how we can support them? A couple concrete things you can do. This ordinance 4825 requires you to take some kind of registration from landlords. Any information that you collect becomes something that can be taken by ICE. They can come with a warrant and take any information that you have. So the less you collect, the better for people who are at risk. You should only collect what you absolutely have to collect. And that includes imagery. I know we're putting up 70 facial recognition cameras in the library. We have cameras all over town. It would be safer for these neighbors if you did not collect that information and store that information. We don't know how it will be used against them, but when someone comes with a warrant, you're going to have to give it up. So collect less. I'd also like to know what instructions you've given to the police or conversations you've given to the police on how they are supposed to intervene and on whose behalf if there is some kind of ICE raid in Rahway. What can neighbors do? Who will the police stand up for? Will the police defend the rights of people to make sure that that ICE has a warrant for their arrest before they're taken? Will the police demand that, as the Immigration Trust Act says, that they not be taken and deputized by ICE in moments like that? These are things that we should talk about before an incident happens. I know some small incidents have already happened in Rahway, but the sooner we start talking about these things, the better. And I appreciate your leadership on that. I want to say also that I like the new mural downtown on Vale Place. It's bright and lovely. It is not why you defunded the RAB. One of the fun little games to play every month when I come is a new excuse for why you defunded the RAB. I think last month it was because the RAB refused to do Wayfair signage, which their minutes show they were doing. Every month there's a new reason. Antagonism to public art is not why you defunded the RAB. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. State your name and your address, please.
Hi, I'm Amy Garcia Phillips, 1470 Campbell Street. I would also like to echo some of the sentiments that were brought up by the last speakers. Privacy is a big concern, especially right now. And I know, we all live in Rahway, so all of us have neighbors who have different status, and we want to protect them all. And so you've heard my friends speak, and so I just want to echo those things. Let's figure out how we can protect them. I also have questions about the cameras in the library for all the reasons that Andrew brought up as well. Once you have those recordings, then you are required to hand them over. Once you have people's data, you are required to hand them over. And that's scary for everyone, because it's we don't know how far they're going to go, this administration is going to go with who they're targeting. And I would also like to know what our plan is as a city, how we're protecting our friends and neighbors. When ICE comes into our communities, how are we protecting our neighbors? How are we coming together? And what is the plan, what is Rahway's plan to take care of each of us? So that's it, thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else to my right?
Hello, Lisa Vandiver, 254 Oak Street. I'm going to echo a couple of the points from tonight. For me, I've been following the whole RAB issue and what's going on with arts in Rahway. And I noticed there's a great event coming up on the 27th. It's a salsa hop. It's celebrating Hispanic Latino culture. And again, around the ICE question, that kind of seems like a great event for ICE to show up at. So I hope that you're being proactive in the planning around that and anticipating that that could be a possibility. We have had some ICE sightings apparently already over on New Brunswick Ave over in the 3rd Ward. So again, just hoping that you all are putting your minds to this and how we're going to protect Rahway's citizens. On the topic of RAB, again, it's changed leadership several times in the past couple of years, and it looks like it's coming back together, although at the time it was being overseen by the council, and we were told that there would be a lot of artists involved in the actual planning. Now I'm looking at the board. There's about 8 people. I'm not sure there are any artists in there. I see Councilwoman Danny's on there, Peter Cowell, a couple other names I recognize, but I don't know that any artists are involved anymore. And we're still, even though there's a brand new website, there's still some issues around transparency. It says click here for the minutes. The most recent anything is from February, and that's just a report to the council. And it doesn't include any financial information, who voted on what. So I don't know if the minutes exist even, but they are not on the website. So I just wanted to remind everyone of this. I've brought it up before, so I'm here again with that. And I see that at least the meetings are being announced. I guess it's third Wednesday in the afternoon, so I'll try to start coming to those, but it'd be nice to know what's happening at these meetings. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Council President, can I just make a quick comment? I do want to make a clarification publicly, because I think it's something that it should be causing relief. The incident took place on New Brunswick Avenue on August 25th was not a nice raid. It was an incident with the Union County Prosecutor's Office. This is not something that we would warn citizens about, because it could be a variety of things that happen, such as the drug bust and such. So I know tensions are heightened right now. These officers did have their faces covered, so there was a lot of things floating around on social media. It got directly to me. I got footage sent to me, and I verified it with our business administrator and our police department. So it was a prosecutor office situation. So just wanted to bring some type of relief to that particular day. I can't speak to any other incidents right now, but just wanted to let everybody know about that.
I don't know if it would be possible for you to post that kind of information on the city Facebook page, because it definitely was causing a lot of concern.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I just wanted to put that out there. So thank you for your time.
Yep.
Appreciate it.
On the right, anyone else?
Hi, good evening, council members. My name is Alejandro Jaramillo, and I live on 697 River Road here in Rahway. And I'm here also to echo very similar sentiments that the previous speaker have spoken, and I'm going to repeat what they say. With regards to the ordinance 4825, I think like the bottom line that we want this to be implemented in a fair way to the tenants and also to the landlords. Some of these landlords may be elderly residents of Rahway, so we just want to make sure, that there is flexibility working with the landlords that may require help complying with the ordinance. With regards to the immigrant community, there is a lot of fear now in our community. Family members, every time someone knocks on the door, there is a lot of fear. Who is knocking on that door? And I would like you to think about what you, as the council members, will do, working with the mayor and also the police, kind of to stand up for the immigrant community, right? I don't have any concrete proposals, but what I will hate to see is that if ICE comes to our community, that suddenly the police is there and it looks like the police is supporting ICE, right? Keeping everyone out, right? I think there are certain things, there are a lot of things that we know from the news that ICE is doing and that is illegal. Like knocking on the door, right, without a warrant, and threatening people and telling people to let them come in, and telling them that they will come in, that's illegal. I can imagine if anyone comes knocking on the door with a vest and with guns and with their face mask and saying, open the door, without showing anything signed by a magistrate judge, you wouldn't open the door. Right, so we expect from you and also from our police officers to stand, with the community and for you to start thinking what we are going to do. Currently, at the state level, there is the Immigrant Trust Act, and that's something that you may want to look into. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Once again, to my right, anyone left?
Everyone. Hi.
You state your name and
my name is Charlene Walker, and my address is 1738 Essex Street that was tore down for the next luxury building. But I am the executive director of Faith in New Jersey, and I wanted to address a couple of things that I've heard here. One, I heard about people coming up with masks, and I want to, at least lift up that the council can put together an ordinance that says that you can't have people masked doing enforcement in any way, shape, or form within the community. That's legal. People are doing it across the nation. That's something I want to put on your plate to actually think about. Around the ordinance, around actually looking at inspections, there's a model ordinance that I would encourage you to all look at that lifts up a lot of the things that people have talked about, from clear inspection rules, transparent fees, fair appeals process. A lot of my concern around this is that a lot of the smaller family homes are owned by our elderly citizens who don't have a lot of money, right? So how are we making sure that they can make the repairs that are necessary? How is there an appeals process? What is the process for privacy for everyone, for our immigrant neighbors and those that are formerly incarcerated when people are taking information? I think those are the main things. I'm more than happy to share the model policy if y'all want for locally. But also, I want to lift up, there's so much that y'all can do, and I love y'all because y'all are actually one of the better councils in New Jersey, so high five. But there is so much that can happen and that can be done on the local level, from housing to what have you. But the things that people have expressed around being concerned for our immigrant neighbors, we need to be real. Tomorrow I'm going to be on the plane. I got called into Chicago for tomorrow, and then this weekend I got called in to go to DC. It is not just ICE that is coming to our doorstep. We are going to experience martial law at some point in New Jersey. That is the plan, I know for a fact. We need our local communities to come up with safety plans as to how do we keep all of us safe? What does that look like within the purview of the council, right? And within the purview of our local police departments. There's lots that can be done to keep folks safe, because the last thing we need is, as they are designing our military base in South Jersey, is for everyday people to be rounded up, end up on a military base, and get flown out to any country that they have never known, like myself. Like, I am a U.S. citizen and I have lived here my entire life, but there is a very good chance that I could be flown out from that military base. So we are hoping that you will come up with a safety plan and really think through with your police department and other, stakeholders as to what that looks like. And thank you.
Thank you. Once again on the right here.
Good evening, Alan Levy, 254 Oak Street. I noticed something, that it was 1 year ago today that protest regarding the library happened, and there were 250 people in here. I'm sure it was the longest city council meeting probably any of you have ever seen or ever want to see. And what I remember was just how much the community came out, because it was something was impacting their lives and they wanted to have their voices heard. And before that, I had never even attended a city council meeting. I had never been involved in any kind of politics or anything like that. And I was excited. Okay, here's an opportunity to have our voices be heard. And boy, did I learn how you get punished for that. Not so shortly after that election, or before the election and after, I had a member of the Union County Democratic Committee, who happened to be the chair of the honorary PBA, take a private email of mine, screenshot it, send it to my employer, demanding I be fired because I offended him. Because I criticized the Rahway Democratic Party and its committee, the chairman of the re-election committee, 5 of you ran under, had me unilaterally and my wife removed from the Rahway Community Voice public forum. No reason why, and as you know, that led to some ongoing litigation, which you know that the renowned Coughlin firm is involved with. and I'm going to get into that as well. But wow, I mean, just, okay, this is what happens if you are a critic. And so, in fact, my wife especially, because she had the gall to primary one of you. And I'm a Republican, so it doesn't matter about party. If you're a critic of the machine, you will be punished. And so I brought litigation to simply ask a constitutional question of whether or not that was constitutionally allowed to have somebody removed by the chairman of the Rahway Democratic Reelection Committee, who then was represented by, you guessed it, the same city attorney, Renan Coughlin, who donated $50,000 to the Rahway Democratic Party, and also gets about $800,000 to $1 million in public taxpayer dollars. And so, God forbid we criticize the town, and God forbid we criticize the law firm. So one of the things that happened was, now that same lawsuit, they're countersuing my wife and I for damages. Even though we never actually sought any kind of monetary damages against anyone, not even your chairman of your reelection committee. But you're now coming after me and my wife for damages, just because we sought a constitutional question. And we never sought a dime from anyone. And in their countersuit, what do they seek? What was our offense? Quote, we are critics of the city government, the mayor, and the law firm of Renan Coughlin. So the message is very clear that that's what's going on, that we now have the money that's being paid to the city attorneys. That same law firm is being countersuing citizens of Rahway for being critics of the city council, the mayor, and the law firm.
1
Hey,
minute warning.
I knew you guys played rough. I knew city government was rough. I didn't know you guys played that rough. Message has been received.
Thank you. Once again, on my right, does anyone else like to speak? Okay, now we're to my left. Anyone on my left over here would like to speak?
I make the motion to close the public hearing.
I second.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Brooks?
Yes.
Brown?
Yes.
Eastman?
Yes.
Miles? Mohica?
Yes.
Montestioka?
Yes.
Newberry?
Yes.
Parson?
Yes.
Jablisco?
Yes. At this time, we have Mr. Landolfi has something to say. Just speak into the mic. Thank you, Mr. Dolphy. Okay. Okay, Ms. Capone, are you ready to start the ordinance? 4225.
An ordinance of the City of Rahway amending Chapter 411, Water, to add Section 411-1K, high-volume water users.
Does any of the council members have any questions or comments? May I have a motion and a second to adopt ordinance 4225?
I make a motion to adopt ordinance 04-42-25.
So I second down at, Ms. Miles. Thank you. Okay. Roll call.
Councilmember Brooks?
Yes.
Brown?
Yes.
Eastman?
Yes.
Miles?
Yes.
Mohica?
Yes.
Montestioka?
Yes.
Newberry?
Yes.
Parson?
Yes.
Jablisco?
Yes. Okay, now we're going to go to 4325.
An ordinance amending Chapter 381, taxicabs by amending Article 2, taxicab licenses, Section 7, terms of license fees, and Article 3, taxicab driver permits, Chapter 12, term of permit fees to update taxicab licenses and permits.
Do any of the council members have any questions or comments? May I have a motion and a second to adopt ordinance?
Make a motion. I second.
Okay. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Brooks?
Yes.
Brown?
Yes.
Eastman?
Yes.
Miles?
Yes.
Mohica?
Yes.
Montestioka?
Yes.
Newberry?
Yes.
Parson?
Yes.
Jablisco?
Yes. Can you please read 4225?
An ordinance amending Chapter 401 of the Code of the City of Rahway, Vehicles and Traffic, Parking Meter Zone and Rates.
Do any council members have any comments or questions? May I have a motion and a second to adopt this ordinance 04425?
So moved. Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Brooks?
Yes.
Brown?
Yes.
Eastman?
Yes.
Miles? Mohica?
Yes.
Montestioka?
Yes.
Newberry? Parson?
Yes.
Jablisco?
Yes. And now at this time, can you please read 04525?
An ordinance amending Chapter 401 of the Code of the City of Rahway, Vehicles and Traffic, to establish permit-only parking on portions of Hamilton Street and Central Avenue.
So moved.
Do any of the council members have any questions on, may I have a motion and a second to ordinance
So moved.
Roll call then, please.
Councilmember Brooks?
Yes.
Brown?
Yes.
Eastman?
Yes.
Miles?
Yes.
Mohica?
Yes.
Montestioka?
Yes.
Newberry?
Yes.
Parson?
Yes.
Jablisco?
Yes. 04625, can you please read that?
An ordinance amending and supplementing Chapter 199, Section 6 of the Code of the City of Rahway to establish a fee schedule for services and materials distributed by the Departments of Community Services, Building and Planning and Economic Development, Health and Engineering, and Land Use.
May I have a motion and just move a second for the adoption of 04625?
I second.
Councilmember Brooks?
Yes.
Brown?
Yes.
Eastman?
Yes.
Miles?
Yes.
Mohica?
Yes.
Montestioka?
Yes.
Newberry?
Yes.
Parson?
Yes.
Jablisco?
May I ask you to read 4725?
A capital ordinance providing for a contribution of Phase 1 environmental assessment of a redevelopment project located in the Central Business District redevelopment area and the Hamilton Street redevelopment area, buying in the City of Rahway in the County of Union, State of New Jersey, appropriating $250,000, therefore, from the General Capital Fund account to pay for the cost thereof.
Do any of my council members have any comments or questions? May I have a motion and a second to adopt?
Motion to accept 0-47-.
I have a motion, I need a second.
Second.
I have one down here, thank you. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Brooks?
Yes.
Brown?
Yes.
Eastman?
Yes.
Miles?
Yes.
Mohica?
Yes.
Montestioka?
Yes.
Newberry?
Yes.
Parson?
Yes.
Jablisco?
Yes, Ms. Capone, could you please read 04825?
An ordinance amending and supplementing Chapter 257, dwellings and structures unfit, to add Article 4, registration and inspection rental properties.
Do any of the council members have any comments or questions? May I have a mover and a second to adopt 04825?
I second.
I have my second, thank you. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Brooks?
Yes.
Brown?
Yes.
Eastman?
Yes.
Miles?
Yes.
Mohica?
Yes.
Montestioka?
Yes.
Newberry? Parson?
Yes.
Jablisco?
Yes.
Ordinances 042-25 through 048-25 are deemed adopted on first reading and will come up for public hearing and final adoption on October 14th, 2025 at 7 p.m.
Thank you. Now, Resolution AR 207-25 through AR 222-20.
Council President, they asked you to pull ordinance AR-208-25, so you'll be doing a consent agenda for ordinances AR-207-25 and AR-209-25 through AR-222-25.
Can I get a motion?
So moved.
A second?
Councilmember Brooks,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Eastman,
Yes.
Miles, Mojica,
Yes.
Montestioka,
Yes.
Newberry,
Yes.
Parson,
Yes.
Jablisco.
Okay, now we're at ordinance second readings. Ordinance second reading. Ms. Capone, can you please read title ordinance 04025?
An ordinance amending Chapter 401 of the Code of the City of Rahway, Vehicles and Traffic, to update the street name from Old Church Street to Church Street between St. George's Avenue and New Church Street for enforcement accuracy.
Okay, at this time, I will open a public hearing for ordinance 04025. You may have 5 minutes to speak on only once and directed any comments to the city council. Ms. Capone, do you have anyone that signed up to speak?
No one has signed up.
Okay. Clerk, public finishes speaking. Okay. Is there anyone who would like to comment? State the name and, okay, we had it already. No? Okay, I need a motion then on first vote. A motion and a second to adopt 04025.
So moved.
I second.
Okay, we go to the,
Councilmember Brooks,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Eastman,
Yes.
Miles, Mojica,
Yes.
Montestioka,
Yes.
Newberry,
Yes.
Parson,
Yes.
Jablisco.
yes, Ms. Capone, could you please read title 04125?
An ordinance amending Chapter 401 of the Code of the City of Rahway, Vehicles and Traffic, handicap parking at 244 William Street.
Okay, at this time again, the public hearing is ordinance for 04125. We'll have 5 minutes to speak. Anyone like to speak? Please direct all your comments to the city council. Mr. Capone, do we have anyone that wants to speak?
No one has signed up.
I need a motion to accept, a motion and a second to adopt.
Motion to accept 0-41-25.
Okay, I need a second. I have a second. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Brooks,
Yes.
Brown, Eastman,
Yes.
Miles, Mojica,
Yes.
Montestioka,
Yes.
Newberry,
Yes.
Parson,
Yes.
Jablisco.
Yes. Okay, miscellaneous business. We will now adopt block party permit BP 2513 for Lily Gold Community Function, section of Bridge Street, event dated September 13th.
The date was moved to the 27th. The date for the event, it was moved to September 27th.
I need a motion to adopt the block party BP 2513.
I second.
Councilmember Brooks,
Yes.
Brown, Eastman,
Yes.
Miles,
Yes.
Mojica,
Yes.
Montestioka,
Yes.
Newberry,
Yes.
Parson,
Yes.
Jablisco.
Yes, okay, now at this time, we're going to, city comments. Start down the end over here. Anything to say, sir?
Good evening. Thank you very much for stopping by. Great outcome tonight. I would love to sit up here today and just say we had a great month of August with our mayor's concert and the great basketball tournament we had the other day. But I'd be remiss if I don't mention the elephant in the room, which is immigration and what's going on with ICE in this country. You have to we all have to understand something, right? At the end of the day, this problem started a long, long time ago when a bunch of us decided to vote for somebody that ran on hate. As much as you want to put the onus on us, we could try to do everything we can to protect our citizens, but the onus really goes on the people that voted on hate. There's a lot of us in here that probably didn't do that, but I'm sure there's some of us in here that did that. And we can't blame or point fingers. We got to look at it and own it. Because as a child of immigrant parents that came into this country, and when I will not be sitting here where I am now without them doing what they did for me. I think it's a shame what our country is going through right now and how many years we took out of our progression as a country. Us Latinos in this country are the backbone of it, whether you like it or not. We bring the flavor to this country. We help this country evolve. So when you do look at your neighbor, look at them. Help them as much as you could, because we all got to do it. We are a city, right? We're all going to have to stand up for one another. Because at this point, some of us messed up. It's a little too late. I hope you have a good night.
Okay. Ms. Eastman, Councilman Eastman.
Yes, I was going to talk a lot about the events that have been happening in Rahway and how, it's very good that the mayor's concert was wonderful. It was great to have all of our community come together and great music. It was positive energy. We also handed out 900 backpacks that were filled to a lot of the Rahway residents. It really helped a lot of the Rahway families that really needed it, and parents were very grateful. And I really wanted to thank Rahway Rec, who actually spent a lot of time putting that together and distributing them. And all the events that do happen in Rahway, there's a lot of people who don't get recognized for all the work that they do behind the scenes to keep these events safe. So I want to thank the police department, Rahway DPW, administration, city council, and everyone who actually takes the time and puts a lot of effort into that. Also, I did want to mention that the Union County Performing Arts Center is having a fantastic event coming up, the Museum of the Moon. It's going to be extraordinary. If everybody really should take the opportunity and not miss it, it's going to be extraordinary. And I did want to mention that the Rahway schools, kids are back at school. So I wanted to wish everybody, all the schools, the students and teachers, to have a great, successful year. And I also would like to thank everybody who did come out tonight and speak. And, we hear you, we understand, and I have to agree, hopefully everything will work out. I'm sure that moving forward, we'll all have a plan together. Thank you and have a great evening.
Thank you for the information. Okay.
Good evening.
Mrs. Parsons.
Thank you, Council President. I'm pretty much just going to echo what my two colleagues have said already, but I really want to thank everybody for coming out tonight and really expressing the concerns concerning the protection of the immigrants. And Ms. Landolfi spoke on it, and I'm sure we're going to be getting some more information, and I'm sure it will be posted so that everybody's aware of what administration and council is doing to protect our residents. I don't want to just say immigrants, but our residents in town. Thanks again for coming out.
Thank you. Mr. Brown, would you like to speak?
Thank you, Council President. I only have a few things to say. Is that, first of all, I'd like to say with the mayor tonight presenting to the Marsh family. And let me say this. I think that back in 1955, the Republicans of this city started to build the JFK Community Center with Ray Giacobbe and my brother Charles Brown. That's when they started that. And they was Republicans. I'm a Democrat. But it didn't matter then of what it was. It was people working together to do something. And they did it for the 4th Ward in the city of Rahway. Now, when you say the 4th Ward and you look at the JFK Community Center, people at that time was doing many things for the African American community. Now in 2025, you still see that that building is still there. People are still doing things for people. And the idea of America is to do things for people. If we can do that. Not for the culture, not for the race, or not for the color. And when you see Rahway, we're a diverse community that wants to help. The idea of is bringing ideas back to make things happen. If you have something that you know that can happen and help our city, bring it forward. We have 2, 3, 4 competent people that want to help. The other thing I'd want to say is I'd like to thank the DPW for helping me do the project for the Teen Works at the JFK Center and at the Friendship Baptist Church of painting the curbs. I wanted to say that the mural that they have at the train station, I thought it was very nice. I appreciate it because it says Rahway. And I've committed to do things for Rahway. And you can see the difference. The other part is that Ebenezer Church Saturday is having what they call their 4th annual Community Resource Fair. It's going to be very nice. I'd like to thank the Agape Church for the community fair they had in the city of Rahway. Now, I can't take the credit for that, but it was in the 4th Ward. All right? And you should see it was very nice. All right? So, it's very nice. The other thing that we want to say is this. Grover Cleveland School, Madison, Franklin School, we're going to be doing something for those children there with the Masons, with my group called the Rahway Community Partners for the education. But the other part is for my sister, Lily Brown Henderson, that did a lot for the Rahway Board of Education. And we're going to do something that it says with children of recognition, because we know what it takes to have an education, to get an education here within the United States of America. The more, the better that we work with people to do something, the better off we'll be.
Thank you, Mr. Brown. Ms. Newbeyer?
So I just want to look at my colleague down at the end and acknowledge the passion that you had in your voice when you spoke earlier. And I really wasn't going to say anything, but what I'd like to say is echo the support that's needed for that many folks have spoken here tonight. Elections have consequences. I don't know to what extent I'm actually allowed to use this forum, but what I will say is there's an election on November 4th that will have a direct impact on the state of New Jersey. Thanks.
Okay.
Thank you, Council President.
Now we'll go down to Mrs. Miles.
I had a quick question for our health director, Ms. Alvarez. I was at an event at the Mayor's Cup, and I was speaking to the health department, and there was a flyer about flu vaccinations coming up at the senior centre. Do you have the information on that? Could you speak to that?
Good evening. We have 2 flu clinics coming up. They're free to all Rahway residents. One is scheduled on October 6th. I have to get back to you the times, I'm sorry, but it's October 6th at the Senior Center and October 8th also at the Senior Center. That is from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. For all residents, please check the website and social media. That's going to be posted there. And again, it's all free for Rahway residents.
So flu shot time. Thank you very much, Ms. Alvarez. Everyone's pretty much touched on everything that I want to say. I know last meeting I'd spoken and I was remiss. I didn't say thank you to the police and fire and DPW after the flooding. So I just want to say, after the meeting I was like, no, I didn't say thank you, and I just want to say everything our fire department, police department, DPW do is just incredibly amazing and fantastic, and I'm really grateful on behalf of council and the residents as well on everything you've done and continue to do. That's that. The other thing I just want to bounce, and I will be quiet. Councilman Brown had mentioned the community resource fair. I do at Ebenezer AME Church. I have the flyer up here, so just to share why you should come. It's free admission. There's food trucks, music, arts and crafts for youth, fun for the whole family. There's free backpack giveaways. There's also free Geraldine Johnson clothing boutique and free tours of the African American History and Heritage Learning Centre as well. So look forward to seeing you there. And that's on, I just want to make sure it's Saturday, right?
Yes.
Lovely. Thank you.
Mr. Mojica.
11 a.m. till 2.
Thank you, Council President. Well, I want to thank everybody for coming out today on such a cold council chambers. I mean, if you're not cold, you got to check your blood pressure. But yes, definitely. Thanks for coming out and basically coming out here and sharing your thoughts as to what's affecting you and what's touched you in different ways. I want to thank the residents of 1181. Without you coming out today, I wouldn't have known what was going on over there, and definitely is a concern of mine. I'm curious that it's only happening at 1181 from what you're reporting, but also 1171 is there as well. So I'm wondering if the issues are happening on both towers. I remember for many years ago, I used to hang out with a lot of friends that lived at the plazas, swam in the pool. It was a wonderful place. I don't think that place should fall in any type of disarray or any type of dilapidation. I want to keep that property up nicely. It used to be amazing here in Rahway before all the redevelopment started. That was a beacon of high-rise living, right? So thanks for coming out, and I'm hoping that the administration will work with you guys to get to the bottom of what's going on. I also want to congratulate and I want to thank our new BA, Matt Pukovich, on a job well done, him and his team, the rest of the administration, on a wonderful unveiling of the basketball courts at Madden. I mean, it makes you want to go there every single day. I haven't played ball in years, and I want to go and ball up. I want to lace up and do it. And, of course, the way that they did the unveiling, second to none, let me tell you. It was a wonderful time that everyone had. Kids had a great time, real sense of community, and there's nothing better than competition, and that was a really fun competition. So thank you again. Good job well done. And of course, I am definitely going to touch on the elephant in the room, as my colleague Montesioca just eloquently put. And there's definite passion in his voice, according to what Councilwoman Newberry said. I picked up on that as well. If you didn't pick up on that, I don't know what's going on. But thank you for your comments, sir. Just understand that I'm really happy that I have someone else that is another Latino voice here. It's been me for quite some time, almost a decade worth of it. It's good to hear from someone else that has a new and fresh take on things. As I've been here for so long, I've certainly been an advocate for our Hispanic community, our Latino community, and I've worked tirelessly with the administration to bring in new initiatives and just make sure that our citizens have resources, not only obviously in English, but in Spanish, just like Mr. Londafi mentioned. And it's been a joy of mine to help a community that's been so close to me. And I go within the community, I go to all the restaurants, and I speak to the citizens around. And I know there's some fears out there. I get it. I see it. Obviously, the one thing about us Hispanics is we like watching a lot of news, right? So we put on Telemundo or Univision, and we hear about all the horror stories that are happening throughout our country. But one thing I do know and take note is that the city of Rahway has done well in safeguarding the rights of all its citizens, and it's going to continue doing well. And that's a promise that we all have here, that we can, from me to you, and I'm pretty sure all of my colleagues will feel the same way about it. But another thing, and I've always mentioned, the reason why sometimes we don't like a certain group is because we don't know much about it. And let's take advantage of all these wonderful events that are taking place during Hispanic Heritage Month throughout this month. There's a lot to see, a lot to learn. Come out, partake, dance, eat. It's really good food. I won't steer you wrong. And just take part in the culture, and you'll see that we're not much different than anyone else. The only difference is that obviously we speak Spanish, and a lot of us are speaking English as well, and sometimes Spanglish, a combination of the two. We come in all different flavors and colors and religious beliefs, but in the end, we're Americans just like you, and we want nothing but the best, that American dream that we all seek. All right? Thank you for coming out again, and it's your floor, Council President.
Thank you, sir. minutes. Mr. Brooks.
Thank you, Council President. Well, first I want to start off by saying thank you to all the residents who came out and spoke, our residents from the Plaza, Mount Zion Lutheran, and so forth. Thank you to our chief law enforcement officer, and our department heads. Thank you for coming out tonight and being here to address some of the concerns of our residents. Also want to say good luck to all the children, the teachers, and our new principals over in the Rahway schools. I actually had a chance to sit down with the new principal at Grover Cleveland. I have a ton of faith in her commitment, and she's got a lot of great ideas and great incentives to help our students and bring our schools back to the position where we know they can be. It definitely starts at our younger age students. It's not a 1 or 2 year turnaround. It's a work in progress. It's a project, and I think we'll soon see the fruits of these initiatives by our superintendent and so forth. As an artist myself, I like to say that art installation looks great by the train station. I think everybody here can agree to that. Salutations to our mayor, Matt Pukovich. We talked about the successful Mayor's Cup, but I also want to just give you a ton of credit with helping to navigate the parking situation over at the Willows. I think we came to some common sense solutions. I think people are mostly happy with the outcome, and you're a problem solver. So I'm grateful that you're in this position, and happy that it's starting off very well. You're welcome. There's been I probably can't say anything better than what my council colleagues said in regards to our immigration situation in this nation. But I do want to say that all of our residents and our rapidly growing Hispanic community, we are an ally to you. We're not an ally to ICE. And we really have to set the record straight. Like my council colleague, Councilwoman Newberry, mentioned before, these elections have consequences. And we live in a very competitive congressional district. Just this past few months, there was the big, beautiful bill passed. And just by a matter of luck for that side who was in favor of funding ICE, we had 3 deceased Democratic congressional members. And we had a very close election last year in our congressional district in CD7, which Rahway now resides in, where someone who ran lost by about 4 percentage points. That's a few thousand votes. We have to get serious. We have to continue to talk and not be disingenuous with what's going on or jump on a trend. These things really are playing out, and it's again, the fact that you have children who are being teased, saying that I'm going to call ICE on you. Where are we going as a nation? It's disgraceful, but we have to keep our antennas up and keep informing people and know that every vote does count. ICE now is going to be the most funded government agency, and it really came down to a matter of a few votes, a few congressional seats. So just like the local elections matter, congressional elections matter, gubernatorial elections matter, Senate elections matter. It's a big project here in this thing called democracy, so we have to be mindful of that. Also, we just want to say, I guess we were brought up the fact that there's going to be a great resource event taking place at the AME Ebenezer Church this Saturday. But before I wrap up and pass this on, I want to say that the person to my left is a far greater man than he'll ever let anyone know. He's been doing just events to give back to his community for many, many years. And I'm not going to steal his thunder. He's going to speak on that. But I want to say that our man Jojo Bliscoe, he's the truth. He's been doing these things from the goodness of his heart for many, many decades now. So, Council President, if you will.
Thank you. It's a hard act to follow, I'll tell you that. Okay, everyone, I just would like to thank everyone who came out today and spoke, and especially our council for everything they had to say. In response, I had a great response about the backpack. We were out helping, some of the council members were helping passing out the backpacks during the concert and all. And I had quite a few things, and I wanted to thank Tony Gege and his crew for an excellent job they did. The big thing is this year is my 29th year at the Laird Jibalisco benefit softball game. We get the whole Rahway Park. We have 10 teams playing a round-robin tournament over there. It's our 29th year. It's all free. They play from 4 o'clock, from 9 o'clock to 4 o'clock, and then what we're going to do is I have at 12 noon, I have a barbecue, I have the pizza truck there. Everyone is invited to like to come. It's nice, I have the kids all from Children's Hospital. We get about 15, 18 kids. They come in wheelchairs and they come. And this is all the money proceeds all go to Lightning Wheels. That's the racing team and the Olympics they do for at Children's Hospital. No money is collected. All the checks, anything that comes in is written directly to Children's Hospital. We pay for everything to make it an easy thing for everyone. So if you get a chance, tomorrow, September 13th, which is next Saturday, I know we got to compete with Mr. Brown over here, but if you get a chance, come on out, and if you want something to eat, just come by and have something to eat too. It's all free. Thank you very much. And I need a motion to
the ballpark up at the park with Jibalisco. I go there and eat for lunch. Burgers are delicious.
Thank you, Mr. Brown.
I
have
second.
a motion to adjourn first.
I second.
Second. Motion adjourned. Thank you, folks, for coming out.